So this weekend we have UFC 295 coming up. You know, uh, obviously Stipe Miocic versus John Jones was the original main event, but that fight obviously got cancelled. But now we have Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall as an interim title fight for the co-main event. And dare I say, this card's actually better now with that as the co-main event. I'm more excited for that fight than I was for John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. But it's still a very good fight. Obviously, maybe it would have been better under better circumstances, if they had full camps and everything. But it still should be a really good fight. I also got to mention, obviously, Aliv versus Mateus Rebecki was meant to be on this card, but Aliv pulled out with an injury. I think Rebecki is going to probably get a replacement sometime, and when that does happen, I will make a video just breaking down how I think his fight will go. But all that out the way, let's get into the first fight of the night, which, according to the bout order, is Steve Erceg versus Alessandro Costa. Very interesting fight. Obviously, I I'm a big Steve Erceg fan. I've been hyping this guy up over and over again before he was even in the UFC. All I would do was post videos of his fights and stuff like that. So I am going to be taking Steve Erceg in this fight, but I will say that this fight is generally probably a tougher stylistic matchup than the Matt Schnell fight. Matt Schnell very chinny. Well, I mean, that's all there really has to be. It really has to be said. But Alexander Costa, more of a good anti-grappler, I'd say. He's pretty hard to take down, but at the same time, he does have some Matt Schnell type traits, as in like his chin's not the greatest. He did get chinned by Amir Albazi. That was Amir Albazi's first KO in about 8 or 9 years, and it was an actual like out cold KO as well. So not a good look by any means for Alexandro Costa. I know Amir Albazi is good, but he is a grappler at the end of the day. He isn't going out there and knocking anyone out, really. So for him to go out there and flatline him, like a literal KO, is not a good look. He's also been KO'd before, Alexander Costa has. So I don't really think he's got the greatest chin from what I'm seeing. Obviously he took that fight against Albazi on short notice, but even then, getting KO'd by Amir Albazi is never a good look, in my opinion. He also got KO'd by Urel Cosio many years ago. But, like I said, that was many years ago. That was how long ago? 2016. Like, he's got very good anti-grappling, but at the same time, I don't know how highly I'm going to rank a win over Jimmy Flick at this point. Jimmy Flick, very good fighter. At one point in time, a very good fighter, I should say. But, he took that time off. He took how long off? He took 2 years off. Well, pretty much, actually, he took 3 years off almost, because the last fight was December of 2020. And then he came back against Charles Johnson. And Charles Johnson, not known for his finishing ability, really. If you look at Charles Johnson, that's his only finish in the UFC. Then it's decision over Makayev, decision to Zaglas, decision with Odie Osborne, decision with Cody Durden. He did KO Carlos Mota, but not the most durable guy. Then a lot of decisions also on the regional scene, decisions in boxing. The guy doesn't have much finishing ability, and he was going in there and sleeping Jimmy Flick. So I just don't think. I think maybe Alexandra Costa's finishing ability here is going to be overhyped because of this Jimmy Flick fight. Like Jimmy Flick, even if you look at his other fights, KO'd by Chris Gutierrez, KO'd by Ray Rodriguez, KO'd by Levi Moeles. The guy's just been KO'd quite a lot. Looking at it, got KO'd by Will Campuzano. Jimmy Flick's never been a durable guy. All of his losses almost are by KO. So I'm not really going to rate Alexandre Acosta going in there and sleeping him. I know he got a 12-second KO as well over Carlos Gomez, but look at Carlos Gomez's record. 6-7. Lost by KO, lost by KO, lost by corner stoppage. The guy isn't the most durable guy either. Doesn't have wins over good opponents, this Carlos Gomez guy. So I don't really know how much I'm going to rate that. Obviously, Alexander Costa, more of like a grappler, I would say, but Steve Erceg is a great fucking grappler himself. He competes in lots of wrestling tournaments, jiu-jitsu tournaments, and I think this fight is primarily going to be on the feet. Like, I do think this fight will probably be on the feet. I think Erceg's going to have a cardio advantage here. He fights at a higher pace and can keep it going a lot longer. He's got really good Muay Thai, very interesting striking style. I will say he's a bit hittable at times, but he actually, I know he doesn't look like it, but he does have a really good chin. And I can see him clipping Alexandre Costa, and I can see him putting him away. Maybe either club and sub, but I do think Steve Erceg will get a finish here over Alexandre Costa. Like I say, I don't like a KO loss to Amir Abazi. I get that fight was somewhat competitive, just because he's got a good anti-wrestling style, but I know Steve Erceg can fight just a primarily striking fight. So I do, even if he doesn't get him down in this fight or go for the wrestling too heavy, I'd still like him in this fight. And also at the same time, he was preparing for Matt Schnell, chinny fighter, Matt Schnell. So I'm sure he had like a striking sort of game plan to go in there and knock him out. So, Alexander Costa been knocked out twice. One of them brutally out cold. I don't know how bad the other KO was, if it was a normal KO or if it was like a TKO. But yeah, I'm sure he hasn't. Obviously, like I said, this is probably a tougher stylistic matchup just because of the anti-grappling. But I still really do like this fight for Steve Erceg. So I got Steve Erceg winning this one. I'm gonna say by KO. He's got a few KOs on his record. This guy's power, super super deceptive. It's something I've always said about Steve Erceg's game. This guy has sneaky deceptive power, and I think we're gonna see it on display this weekend. So yeah, let's go Astro Boy. It's from Perth. I'm rooting for him, and I also generally think he's going to win this. I think this is a really good matchup for him. Even though I think stylistically a bit tougher, I still think it's a good matchup for him. But hopefully Matt Schnell doesn't run any longer, because Matt Schnell needs to fucking fight. I don't know how he's making a living. He's pulled out of so many fights. But anyway, yeah, so like I said, Steve Erceg, KO, maybe second round. I'll go second round KO for Steve Erceg. Now moving on, we have Kung Hu Kang versus John Castaneda. Kung Hu Kang actually on a really decent run at the moment. Like, he looked really good against Christian Quinones. He beat Batagorel, Dahan. Then before that, lost to Rani Yaya, but then before that was on a run of his own. Beat Teruto Ishihara, beat Brendan Davis, beat Ping Yo Liu. I don't even remember this guy. Is this guy even in the UFC anymore? Don't think so. Yeah, I wonder where this guy went. 30, still young. But anyway, to get back on the point, I'm going to take John Castaneda here. I know Kung Hu Kang is just on an amazing run, but John Castaneda is actually a very good fighter. I know he lost to Daniel Santos, but he was winning that fight. Had a competitive... Actually, was it competitive? I don't think it was too competitive. But it wasn't like he got completely run through by Nathaniel Wood. I think it was like a back and forth sort of scrap from memory. And I generally think John Castaneda is a decent fighter. Like, I'm not going to hold that Daniel Santos fight against him because, like I say, he was beating up on Daniel Santos, but he just sort of gassed out a little bit. He beat Mun. Oh, fucking hell. That's a bad word if you know indigenous Aboriginal languages. Moon Gaffarov. Uh, he fucking. He's not the greatest fighter, but he's still not like horrible. And Castaneda sort of just masterclassed him a little bit. So I'm gonna go with, and plus we've seen John Castaneda against other older fighters. We've seen what he did to Eddie Wyland, and I think Kang was like hurt against Quinones. I'm pretty sure Quinones hurt him, and then he made like a really bad error, if I'm remembering correctly. I think Castaneda a much smarter fighter than Quinones, so I think John Castaneda will get this one done. And I'm gonna say he gets this one done by. I know he's never been. I don't think he's properly been finished before, but I'm gonna say TKO or. Actually, I'll say decision. I think John Castaneda not going to go too crazy in this fight. That's what like that. A lot of the time, that's how who Kang wins his fights. People go a bit too crazy. So I'm going to say Castaneda gets this one done by decision. But yeah, he's an underdog here, so that's a bit surprising. I mean, I guess it's not. Hu King's on a pretty good run at the moment, but I don't know. He's gonna fall off eventually. He can't be winning all these fights at 36 at bantamweight. But maybe he can. Maybe Kang and maybe we're gonna see Kung Ho Kang and Nicholas Dalby fighting for championships on the same card. With how these fights keep going. But yeah, I'm gonna go Ho Kang. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go Castaneda getting the decision here over Ho Kang. And then moving on, we have Tabitha Ricci versus Lupita Godinez. Now, this one's interesting. Everyone seems to be going with Ricci here on Tapology. Ricci, to be fair, I pick against her almost every fight. Like, generally, I've picked against her in almost all of her fights. I didn't think she would beat Marina Oliveira. I didn't think she would beat Poliana Vieira. I think I might have picked her against Jessica Penne, but I definitely didn't think she would beat Juliana Robertson. But I keep picking against her, and that train is going to continue here, and I'm probably going to be wrong. But I'm going to take Lupita Godinez here. She's got really good hands, very good striking. Maybe sometimes she gets a little too crazy with her hands when, there's moments where she does show some low fight IQ errors, I will admit. Like when she fought Elise Reed, she was so close to getting a knockout. Like she was about to flatline Elise Reed and then just shot in. Like she ended up winning with a submission anyway. But I'm just saying, like there was so many moments where she could have won if she just, got her out of there with her hands. But then there's moments where she goes too striking heavy, like against Angela Hill, where she probably could have won if she wrestled a bit more. So it's like I don't know. Her game plans, like her fight IQ, is a bit sus at times. So that is something to be wary about. Maybe she's just gonna fucking shoot into like a submission here, but I think she can win with her boxing here, or she can just wrestle. So. I'm gonna go with her beating Tabitha Ricci here. Maybe Ricci's hands are gonna be better now. I'm pretty sure she's dating that Callum Walsh guy, that Irish guy that Dana White loves. I don't know. He really loves that Callum Walsh guy. Sponsors him as well. Uh, so yeah, but I'm gonna say that I'm going to say Tabitha Ricci is going to probably lose this one. I'm going to go with decision. I'm going to say that Lupita Godinez gets this one done by decision. Probably uses the hands quite a lot in this fight. Maybe mixes in some grappling, but the fight IQ always got to be worried about that. But I do like the activity as well from Lupita Godinez. So yeah, I'm going to take her in this fight. And then moving on, we got a fight in the lightweight division between Naseem Sadikov and Vladislav Borshov. This one is a really hard fight to predict, in my opinion. Like, generally a really tough fight. Like, I don't even know who I'm going to go with right now off the top of my head. Like, Borshov, I would say one of the best strikers in the lightweight division. Just pure striking wise, this guy's good. But his takedown defense is fucking god awful. We seen that against Mark Casey. He got fucking ragdolled. That was the start of D1. Sorry, Mark Casey. And we do know Naseem Sadikov does have some grappling chops. He did sub Terence McKinney. Second round though, so we can't really rate it too highly. Anyone can probably sub and finish Terence McKinney in the second round. The guy gasses out pretty badly, but at the same time, he's got some really good rear nakeds on his record. He has been subbed himself, but I don't think Vladislav Borshov is going to come out grappling heavy in this fight. This is like a tough one, to be honest. This actually is a real tough fight. Like, because Naseem could just grapple in there, and I know Vladislav Borshev has been working on his grappling a shit ton of Team Alpha Male, but I'm going to go Naseem Sadikov here. I'm not super confident on it. I just imagine he's going to wrestle here. I could just see him striking a bit too much and getting knocked out, but I am going to take Naseem Sadikov here. Obviously, he didn't look amazing in his UFC debut. Like, he didn't look that great against Evan Elder. He was arguably close to losing that fight. Like, he was down 2 rounds, in my opinion, in that fight. Evan Elder was really putting it on him. But Evan Elder's not like a horrible fighter himself. So yeah, like that does have some watching. Like I could just see Borisov just beating the shit out of him on the feet. But I am gonna just think he's gonna fight a smart game plan. You know, this guy trains with Marab and Aljamain Sterling. He's got good grapplers to train with. Obviously they're a bit smaller than him, but I don't know. I like this fight for him. I think he can win this one. If he fights smart, like on paper, this should be a fun fight. But I just see Nassim just wrestling him, probably maybe getting a sub or just going to a decision. But if Borishev has worked on his takedown defense, which I assume he has, like he said that he wasn't going to fight again after that Mark Casey fight until his takedown defense was better. Then he lost to Mike Davis. But in like if this is just a pure kickboxing fight, I can just see Borislav KOing him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Nassim Sadikov having a smart game plan here to just wrestle. So yeah, I'm gonna take Nassim Sadikov here by decision against Vyacheslav Borishev. And then moving on to the next fight of the night, we do have Denis Bazooka versus Jamal Emmers. Now, this fight is an interesting fight. Uh, they really are not doing Denis Bazooka any favors. He gets Sean Woodson on short notice, and now they give him Jamal Emmers, arguably a better guy, like a better fighter. Jamal Emmers, very good fighter. Last fight out, had a competitive fight with Jack Jenkins. Could have gone either way. Maybe I'm a little biased. People know I'm Jack Jenkins' boy. He's like, you know, I am a little bit biased when it comes to that, maybe, but I did think it was like competitive enough where you could argue the first two could have gone to Jack Jenkins. But Jamal Emmett still looked really good in that fight, especially the third round. He really put it on Jack Jenkins, and like I think Jamal Emmers is generally a really good talent, arguably ranked a level. I know that is crazy to say, but this guy arguably beat Kikashikadze. He's always looking good in fights until he makes maybe one bad error. Like he's beating Pat Sabatini, and then oh, you've just fucking gone in. You're trying to go leg lock for leg lock with Pat Sabatini. Oh, that's gonna go great. Oh, you just got your knee torn apart. Very nice. He doesn't show the highest fight IQ at times, but Jamal Emma is a very good fighter, very good striker. Dennis Bahuka, trains out of Longo and Weidman, same gym as Nazim Zadikov. So, he's got the training partners, Marab, he's got Aljamain Sterling, Matt Frivola. He's got a lot of good training partners to train with. He's got a decent grappling style, but the one thing about Jamal Emmers is his takedown defense is so fucking solid. He has some of the best takedown defense. I think Jack Jenkins is the only person to take this guy down. Stuffed every takedown from Kassim Ashkabov. I know, maybe a bit of a fraud, but still, 23-0. The guy obviously had some grappling. Chechen. Pretty sure he was a striker primarily, but still, at the very least, I'm sure he had some wrestling. And Jamal Emmers just stuffed every takedown. The guy's got legit, really good anti-grappling, anti-takedown defense, and I think he will be able to beat Dennis Bahuki. I don't know if he'll finish him, but I could just see him putting on like a masterclass performance, sort of very similar to the Kasane fight. Like that's how I do have this one going. I think Jamal Emma's super slept on guy, 19-7. But you look at the guys he's beat, man. Corey Sandhagen, he beat Corey Sandhagen. He beat Alexander Hernandez. Like he has some really solid wins on his belt. You know, even in the UFC, going to a split with Giga Shikadze. I almost on his way to beating Pat Sabatini before he makes that bad mistake, like knocks him down. Probably could have, if he fought a bit smarter, probably could have finished Pat Sabatini, beat Kassim Ashkabov, and then, had a really competitive fight with Jack Jenkins. I know Jack Jenkins got injured his last fight, but I still think he's a very solid fighter. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really maybe lopsided Jamal Emmers 30-27 probably. But yeah, I got to feel bad for Dennis. The UFC not doing him any favors. I feel like this is a step up, even though he lost. Like that, I don't know. That's just a bit rough in my opinion. But yeah, I'm going with Jamal Emmers 30-27 over Dennis Bahuka. And then moving up the card, we have Jared Gordon versus the Olympian Mark Madsen. I'm gonna take. Who are people picking for this fight? Actually, let me just check that. Wow, I was not expecting that. Wow, 60% of people are going with Mark Madsen. I don't understand that personally. I really don't. We just seen Mark Madsen get ragdolled all over the place by Grant Dawson. I know Jared Gordon also lost to Grant Dawson, but I don't know, man. Like Mark Madsen's literally an Olympian, and he can't like fucking not get wrestled around by like Grant Dawson. Like Jared Gordon was 2 rounds up on Grant Dawson. I'm pretty sure he was given it in the hands, and like Jared Gordon is very underrated. I feel like. Arguably should have. I mean, let's not even say arguably. He probably, definitely, almost certainly should have fucking beat Paddy Pimblett. But the UFC. I'm a Scouser. I can't lose a decision, lad. I just can't. So obviously, probably should have got that fight. He was putting it on Paddy Pimblett. Uh, he's got really good hands. He's really worked on his boxing. I'd say like having a really good competitive fight with Bobby Green before that headbutt knocked him out. That's like really good to show. Like people are like, oh, Bobby Green's definitely washed now, but Bobby Green goes in there, beats Tony Ferguson, who is washed himself, but then goes in and knocks Grant Dawson out. So I don't know, like Bobby Green's still the same fighter, and this is the same guy who was having a competitive fight with Rafael Fiziev. Like he's still a tough guy, still a very good fighter. Is Bobby Green, and for Jared Gordon to go in there have a competitive fight, back and forth fight, especially just pure boxing. I think he can keep this fight standing. I think he can just box up Mark Madsen. Mark Madsen's cardio is not the greatest either. And I don't know, I just feel like he got really exposed, and he's 39 years old. What rapid improvements is this guy going to make at this point? Like maybe you can get him down and just sort of have like a bit of a ball fest, but if that is the case, like, I don't know, man. If that is the case, I still feel like he's going to get whooped up a little bit. Like maybe the judges are not going to pay. I know Jared Gordon's not the most damaging fighter, but I feel like he will just land the more damaging shots. Mark Madsen does have some power though. Like he did knock down Grant Dawson, and like he did have like a back and forth sort of scrap with Clay Guida, but he arguably lost that. I just don't know. Mm, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jared Gordon here. I'd say decision. He's not got the biggest finishing threat. He's not got the greatest chin, and Mark Madsen does hit hard, but I just think Jared Gordon will get this one done probably. He's still a smart fighter, good cardio, and he's got some pretty good hands. Then moving on, we got a fight in the flyweight division between Joshua Van and Kevin Borjas. Originally meant to fight each other on Dana White Contender Series, I believe. I Kevin Borges, I feel like he got very lucky. I think he was going to lose that fight, and even more so, I still think he's going to win. I still think Joshua Van is going to beat him. Joshua Van, I think, is actually a very good fighter, to be honest. This guy beat Paris Malone. I think Paris Malone is like a decent fighter himself. A lot of hype over him. I still think we'll probably see Paris Malone in the UFC eventually. But he went in there and he chinned him. This guy's a very, very powerful guy. Got some good jiu-jitsu as well. Like I generally think he's a very good fighter. Represents Burma. Got that. I don't know if he's got a left way background. I doubt it. It says he fights out of Texas, but he is from Myanmar originally. But regardless, he seems like a very good fighter. Impressed me in that Zagagulamula fight. Don't know why that was a split decision. I feel like all Zagalas fights just go to split decision for some reason. Like I don't know, it's just a weird thing that happens. But I really do like Joshua Van in this fight, and I can see him just putting it on Kevin Borges. He's got a very good pressuring style. I feel like he's very good with the pressure, very in your face type fighter. And I can just see him maybe breaking Kevin Borges. I know, Kevin Borges is Peruvian. He's got that Peruvian toughness, but I just think Joshua Van's going to get this one done, man. So yeah, I'm going to take Joshua Van, and I'm going to say why. Might go by second round TKO maybe. I just feel like he's got a very good pressure style, very powerful. I could just see him maybe getting Kevin Borges out of there. So yeah, I'm going to go Joshua Van's second round TKO. Now moving on, we have the steamroller, Matt Frevola versus Benoit Saint Denis, the God of War, as they call him, former French special ops. This guy just chats his way to victory. That's the best way I can describe Benoit Saint Denis. The guy fights like an absolute fucking Chad. Like, even against Zaleski dos Santos, he was getting the shit kicked out of him in that fight, really badly beaten. But he just doesn't stop. The guy just doesn't have an inch of fucking quit in him. He breaks every French stereotype. People make fun of the French for surrendering and quitting. Fucking, if Benoit Saint Denis was on the fucking battle lines in World War II, this guy would have fucking single-handedly defeated the Nazis. Like, this guy would not have stopped coming forward. He would have just been going fucking. It would have been just him versus the whole Nazi regime, and he wouldn't have cared. He would have tried to personally fucking kill Hitler himself, even if the French had surrendered. He would have just been fighting his own vendetta. Like, if this man was around during World War II, he would have stopped France from being occupied by his own hands. But yeah, just to get onto it, this guy is an absolute fucking Chad. That is the best way I can describe Benoit Saint Denis. Guy doesn't give a single fuck. You come forward, he's just, you hit him with big shots. He's not going to stop coming forward, hitting the body shots, body kick after body kick, pressuring forward. He's going to break you in there. Matt Frivola hits like a fucking truck. They call him the steamroller for a reason. Very tough fighter. Crack that fucking uncrackable chin of Drew Dober. But at the same time, Matt Frivola's chin, not the most durable himself, did get cracked in 7 seconds by Terrence McKinney. Did get KO'd by, what was that guy's name? Fuck, it's off the tip of my tongue right now. Mexican fighter, something Junior, I think it was. Paulus Reyes, sorry. Yeah, he got knocked out by Paulus Reyes in a minute. I think he got dropped by Lando Venata, or maybe he dropped Venata. I can't quite remember. Fun fight, though. Back and forth war. But like I said, also got chinned by Terrence McKinney. I get Terrence McKinney is very powerful, but to get chinned in 7 seconds does make me question his durability a bit. But, I mean, he's looked great his last few fights. Looked really good against Gerardo Valdez. He looked really good in that fight. Knocked him down like 6 times or something. But Valdez has just lost all of his fights since there. Just taken so much fucking damage. Then after that, sorry, beat Osman Azayatar, but now Azayatar's gone on to lose his next fight. Did beat Drew Dober though, which is a really good win. Drew Dober did go on to beat that fucking, what was that guy's name? Ricky Glenn, the senile old man. He did go in there and beat him up. I say senile old man, but Drew Dober is older, but I don't know. Ricky Glenn is like 105 years for some reason. But yeah, he did just knock him out cold, brutally. But I don't know. I'm just going to have to go with Benoit Saint Denis. I feel like stylistically a very good matchup. He's going to have someone trying to take his head off. I feel like he can clip Matt Frivola, to be honest. I could see him clipping him. Matt Frivola, a very good fighter, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he went out there and clipped Benoit Saint Denis, but I just feel like Denis so durable. Like, I know he lost to Alessi dos Santos, but he just went and had a really fucking competitive fight and arguably beat Rinat Fikretnov. Like, went to a draw with him. And when when Benoit Saint Denis fought Alessi Zaleski dos Santos, he was on fucking all the roids. Zaleski was roided up. That was him in his prime as well. That was prime Zaleski. Like, he was on a good run at the time as well, I'm pretty sure. Like, this was a fucking different version of Zaleski dos Santos. Like, actually, let me check. Was he coming off a win there? I'm pretty sure he was. It was also short notice for Benoit Saint Denis as well. Upper weight class. Okay, no, so he was coming off that Muslim Salikov robbery, but he should have beat Muslim Salikov. Also beat Alexei Konchenko. So, arguably on a 2-fight winning streak when he fought Benoit Saint Denis. And like I said, upper weight class for Benoit Saint Denis. He had fought at welterweight in the past. Also fought at featherweight, which is crazy to think about. Fucking hell. I cannot imagine Benoit Saint Denis as a featherweight. But, yeah, like I said, upper weight class, much bigger opponent. Like, Zaleski would never be able to make lightweight. I feel like that guy could not make lightweight. He's a fucking big welterweight. Yeah, he's just been a career welterweight his whole career. So, like, a big guy for that weight class. And, he was not worried about the power or anything coming back from Zaleski. He was constantly moving forward. Like I said, this guy fears fucking nothing. Former French special ops. Just a fucking crazy fighter. yeah, just he doesn't show any fear, and I feel like we're gonna just see him pressuring forward, just not giving a shit, not giving a single fuck in this fight. Even if Matt Favola maybe clips him and hurts him at points, he's just gonna find a way to compose himself, and I can just see him probably catching Matt Favola late into this fight. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Benoit Saint Denis getting a late KO. Maybe submission, but I think TKO, maybe just by breaking him. Maybe Matt Favola gasses out a little bit. Still, Matt Favola very tough. He's very capable of winning this fight. If he does, then maybe I'm going to stop doubting him because I haven't picked Matt Favola in any of his fucking fights. He just keeps proving me wrong. So maybe he's going to do that. Matt Favola, one of the greatest underdogs, I feel like. But yeah, I'm going to go with Benoit Saint Denis in this fight. And then moving up on the card, we have the fight in the UFC featherweight division between Pat Sabatini and Diego Lopez. This fight's very interesting. I'm surprised that people are so heavily on Diego Lopez here. I think Lopez is good. Like, I know he had a competitive fight with Movsar Evloev, but I think Movsar very overrated fighter. I don't think he's as good as people think he is. Like, I don't know. People forget Diego Lopez does have 6 losses on his record, and they're recent losses as well. Like he lost, how many fights ago? One, like wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like he lost to Nate Richardson 8-3, like 4 fights ago. Then lost to Joe Henderson Brito. He's been KO'd before, but Pat Sabatini doesn't have the greatest striking. He's a bit chinny. Like I understand it. Diego Lopez did look really good against a ranked opponent on short notice, but I think people need to chill out a little bit on his hype. I think he is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but like, why is there no hype on Joe Henderson Brito? Like Brito fucking beat this guy. But yeah, I don't know. It's still a weird one, but I still think Diego Lopez is good, though. Don't get me wrong. I am going to take Diego Lopez. I think he can actually get this one done. I actually think he's going to KO Pat Sabatini. I just don't think. I don't know. I just worry a lot about Pat Sabatini's chin. He's a very good fighter, but like, man, his durability is a real questionable part of his game. He got fucking knocked out by Damon Jackson, sorry. Like, Damon Jackson like, I don't know, man. When you're getting knocked out by Damon Jackson, I'm always going to worry about your durability for every fight. Like I was mentioned for Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers did have this guy really badly hurt as well. Like, he was so close to getting a knockout, but then he made a fatal error. Like, I don't know. I really like this fight for Diego Lopez. I do think there is a chance Pat Sabatini can win this, though. I don't think it's... Like, this definitely isn't a lock, in my opinion. Not a lock at all. Tough fight for both men. But at the end of the day, I got to go with Diego Lopez. Even if Pat Sabatini does get his wrestling game going, Diego Lopez is so good off his back, he could maybe snatch something up. And I feel like if he went leg lock for leg lock against Pat Sabatini, it'd be a bit different than Jamal Emmers. I feel like Diego Lopez has like a better shot of winning the heel hook battle if that was to happen. Like I said, don't get me wrong, Pat Sabatini looked great in his last fight. He is still a very good fighter, but I just think Diego Lopez, if this is just a pure striking fight between them, I like Diego Lopez to chin him. Like I do. I just like him to knock him out cold here. So, yeah, I'm going to go Diego Lopez by KO. Crazy pick, I know, but it's just how I feel like this fight is going to go. So then now, moving on, we have a fight in the UFC strawweight division between Jessica Andrade and Mackenzie Dern. Very interesting fight. Jessica Andrade, I think this is her 5th fight this year. She's been so active. So active. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 fights. That is fucking crazy. She had a great performance over Lauren Murphy, which she just beat the shit out of her. Broke like a significant strike record on Lauren Murphy. Yeah, she just fucking beat the shit out of her. But then after that, it's not been a good year for her. She goes in there, gets rear naked choked by Erin Blanchfield. She goes in there, gets counter right KO'd by Jean. Goes in there, gets guillotine choked by Tatiana Suarez. And now she's taking another short fight against a grappler in Mackenzie Dern. You know, this is a really interesting fight. Like, I'd imagine most people are going to go with Dern in this fight. Let me check. Yeah, Dern is a big favorite. She looked really good against Angela Hill in her last fight, though, to be fair. She was cracking Angela Hill. in that fight. Like, she looked vicious. Post-divorce, Mackenzie Dern, fucking maybe a mythical fighter. I don't know. She looked very aggressive, looked very powerful. I feel like the chin may be going a little bit for Jessica Andrade, which is not a good sign at the women weight classes. You know, they don't really hit that hard, but if you're getting cracked a lot, it's a bit worrying. I think I am going to go with Mackenzie Dern here. It is a tough fight though, but it generally is a tough fight. But I do think she'll get this one done. Like I said, looked very good against Angela Hill. Her striking is coming together. Obviously, Jessica Andrade still very powerful, still a threat on the feet for Mackenzie Dern here. Like, undoubtedly a very big threat. But I am going to take Mackenzie Dern here, and I say she'll probably like get some sort of submission. It's just we're seeing Andrade just get subbed after sub. So I feel like we're going to see a submission here from Mackenzie Dern. Now moving on, we have the interim heavyweight championship fight between Sergey Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall. Now this one is like this fight I feel like isn't going to be competitive no matter who wins. I feel like this isn't going to be like a back and forth war. I feel like if Pavlovich wins, he's going to go in there and he's going to KO Tom Aspinall. If Tom Aspinall wins, he's just going to go in there, maybe take Pavlovich down and sub him. Like, I feel like that's the only way I can see these fights going, or goes in there, ground and pounds him out, something like that. I can't see this fight being like a back and forth war where we learn about each other's hearts, like when we learn who's got the better heart or something like that. I can't see that. I just can't see them going like knockdown for knockdown. I can't see this being a back and forth war. Like, I just can't. Like, I really just can't see that happening in this fight, unfortunately. Like, we're either going to see a masterclass from either side or just a brutal KO from Sergey Pavlovich. And, short notice, but Sergey Pavlovich was already in camp. He was prepared to be backup. Obviously, we all knew that neither of them fighters were going to fight Sergey Pavlovich as a backup, though. But I really do like this fight for Sergey Pavlovich. He has a big reach advantage, one of the longest reaches, only half an inch off John Jones's reach. He's a fucking massive guy, massive ape index as they call it. Like, his arm reach for his height is fucking insane. He is built like a brick shithouse. He showed decent takedown defense against Curtis Blades, but we didn't really see much of it. Curtis Blades only shot one, so maybe Tom Aspinall can just go in there and ragdoll him. Who knows? He's got good boxing. He's very quick, is Tom Aspinall. But I don't know, man. Pavlovich is just so powerful. Tom Aspinall, he really leaves his chin out there. Like, really leaves his chin out. Is really worrying. Part of his game is, like, his defense is so worrying. But, I just, like, I don't know. Like, I said but like, I don't know. I don't know if Tom Aspinall can fix that in that such short amount of time against a big power puncher in Sergey Pavlovich. I just think because of how hittable he is, I can just see Sergey Pavlovich catching him and putting him out, unfortunately, for Tom Aspinall. But, Tom Aspinall's got a real shot of winning this, but I just don't like how hittable he is, especially against a big power puncher in Sergey Pavlovich. It's always something really worrying. When you're fighting a guy like this, yeah, I don't know, just really, really fucking worrying here. So I'm going to take Sergey Pavlovich, and I think he is going to catch Tom Aspinall in the first round. I think Tom Aspinall will probably look really good. He'll probably feint some takedowns, maybe catch Pavlovich with some big shots. But I feel like Pavlovich is like a fucking Terminator. He ate like a flush overhand from Tai Tuivasa like it was nothing. And I just see him. Maybe he's going to have some success early, but I feel like he's going to go a bit too crazy with the combos. And once he does, I think Pavlovich with that crazy power is just going to catch Tom Aspinall with one of them. He's going to catch him when he's throwing a combo, and I think he's just going to get Tom Aspinall out of there. Maybe not knock him out cold, but probably TKO him. So yeah, I'm going to take Sergey Pavlovich here. I think he's going to become the interim heavyweight champion. And the thing is, I don't think the winner of Stipe versus John Jones will compete against the winner here. Like, I don't think we're going to see the winner of that fight take on Sergey Pavlovich or Tom Aspinall if they win. So, honestly, this is probably the winner of the winner. This is like a delayed vacant heavyweight championship fight, if we're being honest. Like, the winner of this will become the heavyweight champion. I feel like it's just a matter of time before the winner gets rewarded to undisputed champion. So I feel like the winner of this will definitely become the UFC heavyweight champion, unless maybe they defend it and they lose it. But I don't think that will be the case here. So yeah, I'm gonna take Sergey Pavlovich. I think we're gonna see him have that belt wrapped around him. But I like both men, so this is gonna be a bit bittersweet. But Tom Aspinall can definitely get this one done. Not counting him out completely, but I am gonna take Sergey Pavlovich here by KO. Now moving on to the UFC 295 main event. We have the former UFC light heavyweight champion Yuri Prohaska fighting the former UFC middleweight champion Alex Pereira. This is a very, very fucking sick fight. I'm so glad we're getting this fight. I like Alex Pereira at this light heavyweight division. Now this fight, I don't know, people are acting like, this... Well, I guess not. Tapology's got it pretty close, but people are acting like this is sort of like definitely an Alex Pereira win, or they're acting like it's definitely a Yuri Prohaska win. But I feel like this fight is so fucking close, man. Both of them not very defensively sound, let's be honest. They both have horrible defense, which will make this such a great fight. Like, I can't see this fight going to a decision. Maybe this is fucking famous last words, but like I just can't see this being a decision. And if this is going to be a back and forth striking fight, I like Alex Pereira a lot more at light heavyweight than middleweight. I feel like he's more durable at this weight class. Maybe Yuri Prohaska will go in there with a grappling game plan, but I don't know. I feel like because of his whole Bushido code and that whole samurai shit he's got going on, I could see him going in there and maybe just like trying to bang it out with Alex Pereira. Now, Alex Pereira, very hittable, like I say. He's got that fucking nuke of a left hand. I could see him honestly catching Yuri Prohaska just because he's so open to the left hook. He did get caught with a left hook by Golovich Teixeira fucking a lot. He gets rocked in every fight. Yuri Prohaska does. Like, he always gets fucking rocked. Was knocked out cold. He was KO'd flush by Dominic Reyes, but woke up on top of fucking Dominic Reyes, so he didn't get finished there. Very fucking tough guy is Yuri Prohaska. So, even if you knock this guy out cold, he could probably still fucking somehow find a way to get the win here, but yeah, this is generally a very tough fight. Fuck, man, I don't even know who I'm going to fucking go with here. Well, I do know who I'm going to go with, but it's like, I'm not very confident on who I'm going to go with, but at the end of the day, I'm going to take Alex Pereira in this fight. Why am I taking him? If this was Yuri Prohaska maybe before he got injured, maybe I'll take him in this fight, but we don't know how fucking good he's going to be after that fight. His shoulder got fucking destroyed. According to Dana White, it was one of the worst shoulder injuries the UFC doctors had ever seen. And, like, for him to be back, this quickly is a bit of a worry in my opinion. Like, I'm not going to lie, that does worry me. Just a bit. Just a tad, like, the guys looked great in his fights, but that was before his shoulder literally got torn apart. And I've seen videos of him hitting pads. He didn't look as explosive, but you never really know too much about pads. Some people look amazing on pads and don't fight great. Some people look shit at pads but fight great. So I'm not going to take too much stock into that. But I just feel like he might not be the same fighter anymore. And with that being the case, I just have to go with Alex Pereira. Now, he could definitely go in there and just fucking nuke him. That's definitely a possibility, but yeah, I'm gonna take him in this fight. I'm gonna take fucking Alex Pereira. I just think he's gonna catch him. And if that is the case, then like Jesus Christ, this division is so fucking cursed. Like light heavyweight champion after light heavyweight champion, and I don't even think Alex Pereira would probably keep the belt for that long if we're being honest. If he gets like fucking Alexander Rakic or Ankalaev next, I could see them taking him down and just mauling him probably. Like his takedown defense looked improved against Jan Blachowicz. I know he did get taken down, but he showed composure. He didn't get subbed or anything like that, which I did like to see from him there. But yeah, this should be a crazy fight though. But I am going to go Alex Pereira by KO. I think he will become the light heavyweight champion, but would not surprise me at all if Yuri Prohaska just like fucking bopped him. I also got to add, I'm horrible at picking Yuri Prohaska fights. I've picked against him in every single one of his fights. So I'll probably get this one wrong as well. I don't know. His style just seems like he's fucking begging to be flatline KO'd. But again, I've picked against him every time, and it always seems to work out for him. So fucking, who am I? Like, I'm horrible at picking Yuri Prohaska fights. So maybe pick Yuri Prohaska just because I'm picking against him again. But at the end of the day, I do think that we're gonna see Alex Bahia get that belt wrapped around him, and he's gonna get another fucking victory over Izzy. Izzy couldn't win the light heavyweight title. Alex Bahia wins it. Izzy couldn't beat Jan Blachowicz. Alex Bahia goes in and beats him. Izzy couldn't beat Sean Strickland. Alex Bahia goes in there and beats Sean Strickland. Fucking Alex Bahia just keeps getting all these moral victories. I know he lost the last fight at Adesanya, but he still beat him 3 times before that. So it's like Alex Bahia just stays getting W's over Adesanya. But yeah, I think I really do like Alex Pereira a lot more at light heavyweight. I think he'll be more durable at this weight class. He did a lot of his best work in Glory Kickboxing at like 209, so very close to the 205 limit. So yeah, I really like Alex Pereira in this fight. I think he's gonna fucking get that KO on Jiri Prohaska, who's so hittable. But I mean, both guys are very hittable. Both have really fucking weird styles, very unique styles. So this should be a really good fight. But yeah, like I say, I'm gonna go with Alex Pereira here. So yeah, they're my predictions for UFC 295. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my picks. This was a fucking long video. I can't believe how long this video went for. Jesus. Yeah, definitely one of my longest prediction videos. But I've really, really had a long thought into these fights and my breakdowns and everything. So I really would appreciate if you could leave a like, just because a lot went into this fight. Obviously, you can see fucking a lot of thought. A lot of research went into this, so hopefully I get these picks right. But if not, who cares? At the end of the day, as long as people like my videos, it's alright. It's alright. But yeah, that's all I've got to say, man. Uh, yeah, if Mateus Rebecki ends up getting a replacement opponent, I will make a video just breaking down that fight. And if anyone gets pulled from the card and they get a replacement fight, I'll also make videos on that. Like if any late fight additions get added, I'll just make a video breaking down how that fight will go. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know who you're rooting for in the co-main and main event as well. I want to know who's on Team Pavlovich. Are you on Team Pavlovich and Team Pereira, or are you on Team Pavlovich and Team Prohaska, or you're on Team Aspinall, Team Prohaska? Who knows? Whatever order it is, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. That's my long ass breakdown over and done with. So yeah, make sure if you made it this far to give it a like. Let me know your thoughts on, let me know your predictions in the comment section below. I want to know who you guys are picking for these fights. I want to know how you think they're going to get it done. Let me know if you're picking any underdogs in these fights. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe and put on notifications, because I drop so many fucking videos. So yeah, make sure you're always on the lookout for my videos. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Adios.